We're
And I
going
think
live
we are
now.
live. Okay, we are
Not
live
yet.
now.
Yeah, we're live.
Good
I can't seem to hear you. If
Can you hear me? Hmm. Hello, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So can you hear me now, everyone? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I welcome you to our monthly
Hello, can you hear me?
webinar. And today's episode is very special because we're welcoming all our persons. It's an all-inclusive seminar. And we are going to be talking about the International Day Against Trafficking in Persons. So in a very special way, I welcome our guest speakers, Mrs. Joan Annie, the head of Migrant Resource Center, Edo State, Benin City. You're welcome. I can see the smile. If you can hear me, just wave. Oh, beautiful. And I welcome my very dear friend, Mr. Kingsley Eromosele. Mr. Kingsley Eromosele Irabo is the president of the Deaf Foundation Association of Edo State. And he's here with his beautiful daughter, whom I call my best friend right now. And she's the one who is signing for him. Please, can we see your beautiful face? Mr. Kingsley, you're welcome. Yes, thank you. That's the beautiful daughter. And she's part of our host for today. So, can we hear you saying welcome? And so our topic, we are going to be talking about the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, which is an annual event of the UN, and it is held every 30th of July. We marked it this year with various activities at Genius Hub, where we had a sensitization in a church, after which we joined NAPTIP and all other stakeholders and MRC in a road walk where we spoke about telling everyone about human trafficking, the dangers of human trafficking, condemning it as evil. And so today we are bringing the theme of this year's human trafficking, leave no one unattended to, reach out to every victim of human trafficking, leave no one behind. That's why we have this special episode where indeed we are leaving no one behind. We have others who will be joining us. A returned migrant, Lillian Okogun, I guess it's because of her network. And we also we'll be having also on this call, the chairperson of Jonapid, Anna Obehi Ojugo, and she will be joining us shortly. And so very quickly, I want to say to the head of MROC, you're welcome. Can we just hear your beautiful voice?
Hello. How are you doing today?
Hello, you're welcome. We are
Yeah,
very
can you hear me right
fine.
now?
You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. We can hear you loud and
Thank
clear.
you so much. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's hear Mr. Kingsley. Let the doctor introduce him. So I'm asking you to introduce. Okay, he's okay. Thank you. So the daughter will unmute. Please unmute and speak to us. So we're waiting for you to unmute your mic so that your daughter can tell us, speak to us. Okay, so she has unmuted. So we are waiting for you to tell us what your daddy has said and how he has introduced himself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mr. Kingsley Museli. I am the chairman of Edo State Association of the Deaf. I am a teacher and I work with the deaf students. I am also the CEO of King Laundry and Dry Cleaning Service, Edo State, Nigeria. I am happy to be here today to commemorate the 2023 International Week Against Human Trafficking. This year is a very special one because this year I feel fully involved because in the past year we are person with disability, especially the deaf, are never included. As you can see, the topic of this year: reach everyone, every victim, leave no one behind. Human trafficking is a very serious problem among the deaf. In most cases, it is between the deaf men and girls. The men remove the girl from school, move them from state to state, home from home, sometimes outside the country. That is the purpose of the begging. All of them live in one room together, one hotel together. Why do woman and the girl went to beg? The leader, who's their master, will stay at home, drinking, enjoying himself in the evening. The woman will bring the money for him. Sometimes, if the money is small, he will believe that the woman has removed the money. Their children are removed from school. Family are broken just because of the evil things that are among us. One causes of human trafficking among the deaf is poverty. People are hungry. When a boy comes, he tells them that they will find a good work for them. They will make money. Sometimes they will promise them for marriage. All because of that, the girl will follow the man. At the end of the day, she found out that she was used for begging. And sometimes they use them for prostitution. Sell them to other men. And many other things. Greediness is another problem. The desire to have money without working for it. Again, our deaf women, maybe because of lack of love at home, they find fake love in the hands of the bad men. The evil men capitalize on it and remove them from home and take them to another state and start using them for begging. Sometimes you have to stop them. The girl will ask, if you stop her from begging, what will she? Truly, you cannot remove them from the street without empowering them. Anything short of that, they will go back to the street again and go and beg. Again. When some deaf girls look for work, they cannot find work. They'll finish school, no work. This leads them to begging. Some people believe that if they go outside the country, they become rich. If they leave their state, they become rich. They never know that money is not ever picked on the street. At the end of the day, their body parts are used. Sometimes during the process, some of them die. A dead body cannot be used for human trafficking. Only the body of a living person that can be used. Because once the person dies, all the body parts are gone and can never be used again. We look at it. If human trafficking is, why are people not using their family? Why are they not using their own family? Why are they not using their own children? Why are they not using their relatives? All this shows that it is bad, it is evil, and that is why they are not using their relatives. Instead, they use people who they don't know and outside. I am joining my voice with others to create awareness against human trafficking. Because it leads to psychological effects on the victim. Sometimes they change them to childbearing. They have children. They'll bring children for different men. Instead of the wealth they are looking for, they become more poor. Sometimes they go for slavery. Our parents are not happy. Some of our parents feel that if they send us to live with our relatives, we will get a better life. At the end of the day, it is never so as a thing. To stop human trafficking among us, all hands must be on deck. We must all agree that we must remove the evil from our society. When people are talking about human trafficking, they never make use of sign language interpreter for the interest of deaf. We only hear human trafficking, but there's no sign language. There's no means of breaking in language that deaf people will understand. We can only carry this human trafficking to the deaf when we make use of the language that they understand. Let them know the evil in it, so that they can stop it. Sometimes we see government not even government focus on more on able-bodied people than the persons with. Every year we hear that government will give one form of support all the other people that they bring from foreign country. But the deaf and other disabled people that are involved, government have never paid attention to them.
Welcome, Anna Ojukwu.
There is one deaf boy. He came from Libya.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Governor brought him.
Anna, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Mr. Kingsley is still talking. He will just round up quickly. Then we will introduce the other guests.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kingsley. I was hearing him, but I wasn't inside.
When I want to use this opportunity to beg everyone to please when their voice up. Help us remove the evil from human trafficking among deaf people, so that the deaf women can live a meaningful life. Many lives are lost. We cannot continue like this. The reason is that we must all join hands together, because we cannot do it alone in deaf community. We cannot remove them from the street where we fail to empower them. Thank you.
Is this window lock? Open this window. Lots of sound, I'm sure.
Okay. Good evening. Can we all hear me? So
Go and bring that here.
I am Joan Anani from the Migrant Resource Center, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Edo State. A lot of us may just be hearing MRC for the first time. Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley. Before I continue, the Migrant Resource Center is more of a one-stop shop where you get all the information on migration. It's a one-stop shop where intending migrants, actual and returning migrants, can access relevant information. Okay, So that's what the Migrant Resource Center is about. And basically, our mission is to create a safe and inclusive environment where migrants can access essential services. So it's not just about the information services that we render. We also carry out some other activities, such as information and guidance, some migration, access to healthcare, which we do via through referral mechanisms, vocational training and skills development, as well as social integration activities, amongst others. So that's basically the activity of the Migrant Resource Center. Um, Topic today's talk is all about the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. With the team, reach every victim. With a team, reach every victim. Can you hear me? Please wave if you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Great job. I thought
We can.
just okay.
Can you?
Okay. So
Oh.
today's program is basically about the World Day Against Trafficking in Person. The team reach every victim of trafficking and leave no one behind. I'm actually personally into this topic because for a while it's been something we've been trying to do. The truth is we have been fighting and combating human trafficking. We've been doing so much, creating awareness, sensitizations, and all that. And hopefully, I know hopefully the fight against. Okay, sorry about that. I think I'm having a little bit of network issue.
It's not working. Can't hear him again. Hello? I'm not hearing you again. No.
Us unleashing the reasons behind the whole team. So we need to put our hands together to ensure that we combat human trafficking. Can you hear me, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank, thank you. I'm done.
Someone talking?
Thank you. Thank you very much. We welcome the Anna Ojugo.
Good evening, everyone.
She is the chairperson of Jonapid. She will introduce herself now. Anna, please unmute. I can see your smile.
I
So
think my
unmute, introduce
I
yourself,
think my mic is already on.
join this conversation.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is my name is Anne Ojugo. I am the chap I am the chairperson of the Edo State Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities. I also work in a local government as the chief admin officer. Also, I am the South coordinator of advocacy for women with disabilities, and also the I am a woman with disability. I had polio at a tender age, which left my lower limbs paralyzed. I sit on wheelchair or uses the crutches. I am a disability advocate. It's good to have you all here. Hello.
Thank you very much. We are happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to have all of
So,
you here. Good evening.
yes, this year our team says leave no one behind.
Correct.
Reach every victim of trafficking. And so we have MROC here. They will tell us what their activities are around the human trafficking space and how they can contribute to this of leave no one behind. Reach every victim of trafficking. And so,
Wow,
Joanne, over to you.
that's great.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So basically, like I said earlier, the Migrant Resource Center is a department under the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, and is a one-stop shop where intending migrants, actual and returning migrants, can access relevant migration information. So basically, it's a place where you just walk in and then you have people to talk to about migration. You get the relevant information, you get accurate information. So this is actually a first step towards curbing the menace of human trafficking. Because basically, if everybody is well informed of whatever of migration they want to take, or they have a good information, or should I say useful and right information on some issues surrounding migration, or all issues surrounding migration, I believe it will actually help to curb issues around the menace of human trafficking, because they'll be well informed. Okay, so aside just having being a one-stop shop, or a one-stop on an office where you can actually easily access irregular issues, sorry, um, access relevant migration information. Aside that, we actually do what we call community advocacy. We do um, outreaches to actually create more awareness on topics like this. Human trafficking, like I said, is actually a big issue, not just in our country, Nigeria, but other countries at large. Basically, human trafficking, by definition, means what? When let me just use the layman definition, or let me explain it in a layman manner. It's more like when you take someone forcefully or coerce someone into actually doing something, moving to a new place, and then doing something that they on a normal day wouldn't do. For example, you move someone, you how do I put it now? Um, some common
Someone from
some common
East Africa.
tricks that these human traffickers use is sometimes they tell you there's a false job offer. Sometimes they promise fake marriages, they promise debt bond, false promises on education and travel, and a lot of things, But if having a migrant resource center, having somewhere you can actually go to verify these informations that they are giving out, will actually go a long way in curbing the menace. That aside, like I said, I mentioned earlier that we do a lot of community outreaches, we do advocacy. So I think we have partnered with Genius Hub, yes, and we have partners like the GIZ and IOM, who will actually come work together in spreading the gospel. I should use that word, spreading the gospel around irregular migration, human trafficking, and all that. Now, I would like to spot out something. Today, we're talking basically about human trafficking, but we also know that there is migrant smuggling as well, right? So, basically, okay. So, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of network issue, so I'm trying to make sure that it works. I said we do community outreaches, we do school outreaches. So this basically, like I said, try to give out the relevant information. So if you have an issue, or you're probably trying to organize yourself to migrate, or you're hearing, okay, someone wants to, take you out and all that, I would like to also state the issue around human trafficking is such that if we don't keep talking about it, if we don't keep talking about it, if we don't keep giving out the necessary information, a lot of people will still fall victim because of the issues that are actually the issues in the world right now. Okay, everybody wants to make it make become rich the hard way. The right the easy way. Sorry, the easy way. Everybody wants to migrate. So these issues have made a lot of people very, very, very vulnerable to human traffickers. I would want to also state that human trafficking is actually involves violation of human rights and is considered a crime against humanity. So basically, you can always reach us at the Migrant Resource Center to get this information. And maybe probably before we end this whole talk, I would be able to give out some helplines and some phone numbers and addresses that you can actually use to reach the Migrant Resource Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you so
you started
much.
by saying that gaining the right information is the first step in curbing human trafficking. And I want to say that I heard you and I heard you right. And that we are happy with the work and the collaboration we are having with Migrant Resource Center in reaching out to many more persons. And with all the awareness campaigns, I remember during the Children's Day, we were in a school together, and it was the same work of reaching out and teaching children and curbing human trafficking that we are into. I want to bring in resident of Jonapede. She said to us she's a woman with disability. I want to ask her how this year's program is different from all the other programs we have been having. How we have celebrated the International Day Against Trafficking in Person, and how this program that has involved persons with disability has impacted her and her community as persons living with disability. And I'll you go over
Thank
to
you. Thank you very much, my dear sister and friend.
Anna,
Um,
can you hear
um,
me?
yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
You
I can
can
hear
hear
you
me.
loud and clear.
All right. So, like I said, I am particularly happy that this year's celebration of the World Native Day, World Against Trafficking, which was tagged Leave No Behind, that was celebrated by NAPTIP, was directed towards persons with disabilities. The searchlight was directed towards persons with disabilities who hardly get information about what is happening, and that for the first time we had a first hand information on national issues or international issues, because human trafficking is a global issue which everybody must come together to combat, irrespective of your disability or without disability. As far as the person is human, is hello, can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, as far as the person is human, he has flesh and blood. That person stands a chance of getting to know what is happening and how to combat issues of human trafficking. Like this year's celebration was directed towards persons with disabilities, specifically the hearing impaired. Like I said the other day while we were doing the work, I told them, I said, somebody seen a hearing impaired brother or sister on the way, we hardly notice the person's disability until you come in contact with the person. And these people, because of their peculiar nature, they are well built, the ladies are beautiful, the men are handsome. People go to the villages to smuggle them to town, to use them for all sorts of unhealthy work. That's why you see some of them at the park. begging for money because somebody have people have brought them in, they have used and dumped them. Some even have children for men who will smuggle those children away from them and throw them away. Then when we are also talking of trafficking, the trafficking is not only related to just the hearing impaired. As we were going on the way that day, or rather, if you go around the street of Benin, you will see many people on wheelchair, young children who are of school age. They are in strategic locations in Benin City. People go to their villages to import them. They bring them to town to use them to make money. So the parents of these children, maybe if they were informed that this is what their children will be using, what they are going to use their children for, maybe they will not allow it. But they deceive them. They tell them we want to take them to rehabilitation home. We want to take them to rehabilitation center. We want to take them to an Ojugo, the Jonah Pid of chairperson. She knows what to do with them. We want to take them to Daughters of Charity. They know what to do with them. When they get there now, this your child. In 5 years' time, you will not know this child. But lo and behold, they deceive them and they bring them to town and put them in strategic places. There is internal, we are not only talking of the international trafficking. The internal trafficking is even more than the international trafficking. Do you let's move a bit away from PWDs. Do you see all these children who tell you God bless you, God bless you, you will buy motor, you will buy? Do you know that they are so people bring them in. They bring them in to use them for money purposes. That's they exploit them. They exploit them. There was a day I saw a visually impaired man who was asking for arm by the roadside. You know, Nigeria, we are very good. Some group of boys came and dropped something on the train. So I stopped. I was using my mirror to look behind. I said, I want to know what actually is happening. I stopped and I was watching. Some another man, another guy came from behind and tapped him on the shoulder and took those hefty, fine, fine notes that were in that tray and removed them and spoke something in their language. That is to let you know what they do with PWDs. So when we talk of migrate, what they call it now, trafficking, we should first of all start by combating the one in from state to interstate. Interstate. I know many people in Benin now who have come to from villages. I even saw one from one village, Ohodwa, in I know Ohodwa very well. He came and said somebody asked him to come and be staying with him. But lo and behold, because the person told him to go and be staying by the roadside, he refused. The person have ejected him from the house. These are unhealthy issues that we need to stop. And this this year's program, and like the woman from the migrant center, resource center, B, please, we want you to collaborate with Jonah Pitt. You know, you have been going to schools, you have been, we have, please come to us, come and talk to our women, come and talk to our men. We have decided that in the spirit of living no one behind, we are going to be crusaders. We are going to be talking to people, we are going to be talking to ourselves, and we need people like you. We need people from genuine sub. I am happy that we did this program after what NAPTIP have done, that they decided to take it up from there. We need people to come to our schools. We have school for the hearing. The what we saw the other day, there were just few of hearing impaired people, the deaf. We have their school. You can go to their school and speak to them. Thank God, my cluster chairman is here. You can arrange and make it. We will go and talk to them because just few came from that school that day and few of their women. If we arrange a seminar or a training for them, they will hear and they will speak to their friends about it. We can even talk to people without disability on the dangers and issues that and dangers that are involved in trafficking. So it was a welcome development. I'm very happy. At least for the first time in my time as Jonah chairman, that people like you who are affecting life positively are beaming your searchlight, are bringing the good news to our doorstep. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
I like the fact. I'm sorry. Let me just say something. I like the fact that you said, yeah, now to be doing so much together. Like
Thank
you
you
said,
very much.
like you
Thank you
rightly
so
pointed
much.
out, human trafficking is not just in actually be more light in that direction. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear
Thank you
you.
so
I can
okay,
hear
thank you
you.
so much, Anna Obehi Ojugo. You've really done justice to this topic. You have opened our eyes to see that outside the international trafficking, that we still have that of the internal trafficking. A lot
Yeah.
of these things happen, a lot is in the society, it's common. We now know that some of these people with challenges, especially the younger ones, are being forced to do all of this.
Yes.
The society is not fair to them, but we as human beings, let's see how we can assist in any way we can. Thank you so much. You've really done justice to the topic. Thank you to all the speakers that have spoken so far.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you,
know if
Anna.
Obehi is on this call. Obehi from Junior's Hub.
Maybe
Okay,
network
she
must have cut her off.
cut her off. Okay, I don't know. Is Lillian here? Lillian Okogun. Hello, is Lillian Okogun on this call?
Okay, I think she's basically asking for just. I think her network is having issues too.
Okay, okay. So the floor is open for anyone that still have much anything to say to contribute. Please, let's hear it. Thank you so much.
Um. Okay. Maybe I can still continue. Hello. Can you hear me
Hello.
now?
Yes, I can hear. We
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
There is something I want to also chip in. As far as we are talking about this trafficking,
Who is
removing
the
them
head?
from one. Can you hear me, please? Can I go
Yes, we
on?
can. Please go on, please. I can hear you.
All right. There is something that I also want you people to help us to see in the PWD world. How penalties can be meted on those people who use persons with disability, who traffic them. We are talking about human trafficking. They're the people that traffic them. Even as we are not teaching, stop this. It is against humanity. It is against God. If found, those that traffic them, what is the penalty for it? What can we do to them? Because some of these people, this afternoon, I went to the Salvation Army where we normally do our meeting to settle a case, or they called me to come and do one thing. Somebody have been taken to Salvation Army for years, for more than 24 years now, and the family have abandoned that person there. So today they wanted to evict the person from that place, and it was really an issue. You see, these are some of the things persons with disabilities faced from their home. That is why when they now see someone who want to remove their children, they are even looking for a way to evict that child, to remove the child from that environment. And then somebody come and say, oh, let's take this your child to Benin, not thinking of that the child is going to be used for trafficking or whatever the child is going to be used for. Parents gladly allow their children to move away from home. This set of parents, what can we do to them and to the people that are trafficking is two is not a two-way offense. One, the parents of persons with disabilities that allow their children to be trafficked at will. I have come. Yes, I'm not in Benin. You don't know me. Yes, I'm so person. This your pikin. Uh, instead when you go just waste like this, I want to take this child to Benin and put the person, and they gladly allow it. What can we do to these parents and to the person? What is the punishment that should be, what is the attached punishment? Because we have not talked about the penalties, we are just talking about trafficking. It's bad, it's bad. What is the penalty? What can your organization help us to do? Because when there is penalty to it, at least many people will think twice before they do such a thing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. What you've actually raised is a very strong challenge. It's a very strong one. You know why? Because some of these children are being sent by their parents, and society is frowning at it, but not so strongly. What I would suggest when we see persons like this, it's only rightful that we report to the authorities. I think there are bodies that are in charge of it's child abuse, let me put it that way, so that it can be nipped in the bud, so that it can be addressed. It's very important because a lot of these children are abused. It's child abuse, no whether we like it or not. Taking children out to put them on the street to beg. From there, they learn different evil vices, and it's not helpful. So I think for me,
Exactly.
the best option is to report them to the to constituted authorities that will handle the cases. I know a lot have been done, but more still needs to be done. We still need to, sing it, loud it, so that we can begin to nip all of these evil vices in the bud. For me, I think that's my take. Please, the floor is open. Any other contribution is welcome. Thank you.
For the parents, we need to carry out
Okay.
advocacy and enlighten them. And again, any parent that found any parent that is found guilty, such a parent should be punished. It is only when we punish the parent, other parents can also learn a lesson. As
Correct.
long as no one, as long as nobody touch the parent, we leave the parent, we punish the human trafficker. The problem will never end. The problem can only end when we discipline with the root. The parents should be found punished when we found that they are guilty of it. I will also like to invite them to this year deaf awareness program coming up later during that day. Many deaf will be attending the program. So people can come to spread some awareness among them. And on December 3rd is the International Day for Person with Disability. We can also invite them so that this information can be passed to our people.
Thank you, Mr. Kingsley.
Thank you.
That's a very good one. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We've listened to all our guest speakers. You have done justice to this topic. We are truly grateful. I know those that joined us on this call might have some questions to ask. So please just send your questions. I'll check the chat box. I'll read out your questions so that our guest speakers can do justice to your questions by providing answers. So please come with your questions.
Is asking whether is it going to put the questions on the comment.
Okay. I'll come here. I'll check if they have sent it.
Ma,
Eh?
is asking whether are they going to put the questions on the comment.
That's what she said. She said she want to read the chat box and get back to us. Only two of us dey here now. Others don't come out. Maybe network has cut them off.
Maybe.
I want to check the comments.
Okay. I think we are on now. Can everyone hear me now? I can see
Yes.
Lillian. Lillian is finally here. Lillian, you are welcome. Sorry for the break in transmission. So it looks like she's gone again. Joanne, I see some messages in the chat box that you wanted to answer concerning the agencies. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I see that
Yes.
you typed NAPTIP and Natal. So go ahead.
Yes. Basically, she asked earlier what could be done to parents and traffickers. So basically, these people should be reported to the agencies. There are agencies in Nigeria that are actually in charge of things and issues like this. For example, you have the police, you have the customs, immigrations, but most importantly, you have NAPTIP, which is the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, and they are the ones in charge of issues like this and actually send these people in for persecution. So if you come across an issue like this, if you come across people that are actually in support of their children being trafficked, you first hand in just lay a report, send a report to the police and then to NAPTIP. And then there's another agency too, which is the Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor. I don't know if everyone has heard about them. That's NACTAL. They too are into the whole
Genius
child
Hub is a
trafficking.
member of NATA, of the network.
What? Okay, so it's like it's a network, so you can actually still tender your reports there, and then it will still be passed on. NAPTIP will take full charge of such situations. Then if you come across issues like this, that's what you should basically do. That's the truth. Then the Migrant Resource Center on its own functions as does what we call the referral mechanisms. So if you see issues like this, you can actually walk into the Migrant Resource Center and talk to us about it. We will do what we call a referral to NAPTIP. Okay, so if you can't get to NAPTIP yourself, you can actually go to the Migrant Resource Center. Did I mention that we have 3 Migrant Resource Centers in Nigeria as of today? We have one in Lagos, we have one in Abuja, and then the one in Benin, Edo State here. So you can actually walk into any of the Migrant Resource Centers and tender these reports, and we'll do what we call the referral to NAPTIP. Okay, so that's basically it. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Hello,
we can
thank you.
hear you.
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear
sorry,
you.
Thank you.
sorry, I was off. Please, where in Belize is your office, migrant resource center?
Okay, basically, the Migrant Resource Center is located at the federal second. It's the second floor, Federal Secretariat, Aduawa, directly opposite Edo Broadcasting Service.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you
Okay,
so
there's a
much.
question in the chat box. Mr. Romosele Kingsley is asking, is there any way deaf human traffickers and victims can be rehabilitated and empowered economically? Reason is that we can't remove them from the streets and motor park without a means of survival.
Okay, so like I mentioned, can I answer that?
Go
Yes,
ahead, go
please.
ahead.
Yes.
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, we do a lot of referral mechanisms, and there are a lot of programs that have been up and running. Okay, that can actually have an inclusive nature where you they can join in. There are a lot of programs. For example, I think the last time I think man from Genius Hub, I think GIZ sponsored a program that had to do with persons with disabilities somewhere in Auchi, or but I can't really remember specifically.
Auchi, Auchi.
Auchi, yes. So you see, persons can actually. I know the issue is this probably because of some issues with communication, right? It seems like they are not being totally inclusive, but I believe a lot of programs that can be thought of and come up that can actually help to assist this set of people that you have just mentioned, sir. I think Genius Hub can answer that better.
Okay, we are here. We are running an all-inclusive organization. Genius Hub is a human capital development organization. And we are into trainings and economic empowerment. And so Mr. Iromosele has drawn our attention now to persons who are deaf. And so we know that because of their peculiarity, oh,
Network.
looking forward to a lot of collaboration so that this can happen. Because Mr. Ramosele said to us that he's a teacher. And so persons who are deaf, because we had a training before where one person who was deaf in coupling and repelling of machine was part of the population, is one of our beneficiaries. So when we collaborate with you now, there is a lot we can achieve. We have a returnee who has been trying to join us. She was supposed to speak from the angle of being a returnee. She has gone on the journey and she has come back. And so her network has been fluctuating and it has been a problem. But anyway, whether network agree or not agree, we have had a very fruitful deliberation today. And we just want a last word from Mr. Iromosele, from Anna, and from Migrant Resource Center so that we can wrap up and go over to other things. Like I said, Genius Hub is open to collaborations. Our office is at Sapler Road, Magistrate Court premises, Edo Production Center. We have other offices across the nation. We have an office in Uromi. We have in Auchi, where we just said just now that we did the training for persons with disability in cosmetology. We also have offices in Lagos and in Kano. So Genius Hub is at the forefront, one of the organizations fighting human trafficking, using available opportunities that are present in communities, because you will really have no right to tell anyone not to travel. What we are saying is that you can do it right. You can do it in the right way. We are talking about safe migration. We want to let everyone know that migration is one of our human rights. It's a legal right. You are free to relocate, to go wherever you are going. But our campaign, however, is centered on the fact that do it in the right way. Migrate in the right way. Safe migration. We have raised a lot of issues today bordering on NAPTIP, on NATA, and we want to say that we are with collaboration. That was one of the talk that came out from the NAPTIP work, that not one individual can fight this human trafficking alone. So there has to be synergy among all the organizations, all of us working in this human trafficking space. And this year, specifically, where we have said that the team addressing inclusivity, trafficking in persons, reach every victim of trafficking, leave no one behind. And so we have brought on board persons living with disability. We know that the community, persons living with disability, is not a homogeneous community. And so we also have those who are visually impaired. We have others who are in that community. And so every intervention has to be tailored to meet the peculiarity of all these persons living with disability. That's how we can have a holistic approach in solving this problem. Mr. Iromosele, we are happy you are here with us with your daughter. You have also told us that you are open to collaboration. Please, can you tell him that? How we can collaborate with him and his organization and Anna too, and carry you people along, so that it will not just be a one-off thing. On the day we mark International World Against Trafficking in Persons, we carry you along. After that, it becomes business as usual. We want to be able to carry you along for all our programs. And so, Mr. Romosele, can we just hear a last word from you?
All right, can I speak?
Collaborate with you. Okay. So further carry this message to the grassroots and to all who are with you. Then Anna, as the chairperson of Jonapid, we speak on behalf of the others who are not here. We have the visually impaired. We have different, like I said, they are not a homogeneous species. So, Mr. Iromosele, can we hear you?
Thank you for the inclusion. One way they can collaborate with the deaf, with the community, is that anytime they have a program, make use of sign language.
Can Mr. Iromosele speak now? So that
He's not
speaking.
speaking.
Is he hearing me?
He's already speaking. He's speaking.
We have
He's speaking.
If they have programs showing on the television, use sign language interpreter. Also write it on the TV so that deaf people can see it. Some deaf people that does not understand sign language can read it. With it can reach all of us. And again, there is difference between training without empowerment and training with empowerment. When you train someone without economically empowering
Can
them,
you hear me?
that person, ma, that person will go back to the street. So you need to train and empower them with anything that will help them. That is
Okay, if you
one
can't
way
hear me,
that,
can Anna speak? Can Anna hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but he's talking. Can you hear me?
yes,
Hello?
yes,
Hello?
Can Anna hear me?
Okay,
Can she
Mr.
speak
Kingsley was
now?
talking. Yes, I can hear you. I hear you. Is your from your end? I think you are not hearing us. Oh, but hi, can you hear me? Hello?
yes.
Hello?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I said the way you can collaborate with Jonapid. Jonapid is the umbrella body of all persons with disabilities. All clusters of persons with disabilities, the 6 clusters that are recognized by the United Nations Convention on the Right of Persons with Disabilities, are embedded in JONAPID. So if you have any program you want to do, training that you are doing for young persons, always try to include persons with disabilities, irrespective of their disabilities. We have people with we have the deaf, we have the blind, we have the physical disabled, we have the those suffering from albinism, we have those suffering from who had leprosy that have recovered from it. We have people who had spinal cord injury, and so on and so forth. So whenever you do a program for young persons in those states, always try to carry along this set of persons. Maybe you have one or two or three or four, even maybe one from the different clusters in your training. If it is training on empowerment, you can have them. If it is capacity building, you can have them. The more you build our capacity, the more we will be able to live like every other person. The more you build our capacity in any way, in any form, maybe economically or educational, anything you do at all, just the way you have brought us here, we further help people with disability to develop and live like every other person. So this is just it. I want you to have us in your team, just like you said, not a one-off thing, not like after today. Next week, if you have a program that you are doing for young persons in Edo State, come to Jonah Pit and take some of our persons along with you. By so doing, you must have touched the life of persons with disabilities. If you have a program you are doing for young girls, we have young girls with disabilities also, whose capacity needs to be built. We are talking, if maybe we want to talk of prostitution. We have young girls with disabilities who people who, because of their nature, any guy that comes around, they want to go with the person. These people's capacity need to be built. If you are doing a program on GBV, gender-based violence, persons with disabilities suffer the most. They are the receptive end because of their peculiar nature. Parents want to throw away children with disabilities because of their peculiar nature. So their capacities need to be built so that they will know where to report issues against GBV2. So any program at all you are doing, try to include, even like you said, we have schools for persons with disabilities. If you have schools, a program for school children, also try to include persons with disabilities. Go to their school, speak to them, let them know their right, build their capacity, let them know what to tell their mom and dad when their mom and dad try to do anything funny to them, and let them also know how to grow up in the right way. And so everything is inclusion. Myself and Sister Obey, we have become friends right from time from home because of the inclusion I enjoyed from them. You will say that even in the choir then at home, back then at home, I was the only person with disability in that choir. And it gives me the way they were always encouraging me. You sing well, hey, you do this, makes me to go higher, make me to when I go home, I want to learn very well so that tomorrow when I go there, they will hail me again. So that is all everything about inclusion that we are asking for. So whatever you are doing, Auntie Joanne, you want to organize program, remember us, remember PWDs, remember persons with disabilities. Just give me a call and I will give you the right people you need to teach to train. Myself and Mr. Kingsley, we are working because he is one of my cluster heads. We have different in Jonapid, we have all the cluster heads that represent their cluster in the ESCO. So whenever we have a program we want to do, we speak to the cluster head to give us people to train. So Jonapid is open to collaboration. In fact, I would be so happy if this time around there's a turn around because you people are reaching and you are touching the lives of young persons in Benin, in Edo State. I will be happy if PWDs in Edo State can their life also can be changed in whatever way you are doing it. And well, point of correction, I will do this as a correction, is persons with disabilities, not persons living with disabilities. Did you hear me
Thank
now?
you so much for that
I hope I
correction.
am not rude.
P
Persons
PWD.
with disabilities. Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, Mr.
Okay.
Kingsley, can we hear your last word?
Mr. Kingsley was talking, you didn't hear him.
I also want to add some. We played that government government private organization should join fully government private organization should involve us in their activities. When policy has been made, they should include us. Right now, we thank Edo State Governor for passing person with disability bill. We are praying that the government establish disabled commission that will look in to make sure that disabled people in Edo State are fully included in all the activities and programs they are doing. When a man is hungry, you cannot tell the man to leave the street. So people need work. If Edo State governor try to do that, but we need more effort from the government so that many of our people will be fully employed. This is one way that the suffering of persons with disability in Edo State can be alleviated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley. I'm so happy that at short notice I reached you on Sunday and you agreed to be a part of this our program. And I say this is the first of the many we are going to be having. From now on, take it that Genius Hub is in collaboration with your cluster and with the Jonah Page community all together and with the entire
Thank you very much.
PWD. Anna, did I get it right now?
Yes, persons with disabilities. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. And so we say we for a wrap, we are saying that this campaign is not a one-off. In everything that we do, wherever we find ourselves, in the church, in our school program, in every gathering we find ourselves. Because traffickers are everywhere They are brothers, they are our sisters, they live in the communities, they are everywhere. So we keep talking about say no to human trafficking. Human trafficking is a crime and it is punishable by law. And so another day, perhaps we're going to bring in NAPTIP, NATA, and all those who are into prosecution in human trafficking. For today, we focused on raising awareness, especially joining persons with disability in this theme of this year's International Day Against Trafficking. Reach every victim of trafficking, leave no one behind.
Behind.
Genius Hub here, we are open. We thank the head of MRC, Mrs. Joanne. We have been collaborating in a lot of programs, and I'm happy you have heard that the persons with disability have also reached out to you and they have said you should carry them along in their programs and include them. And so I think from here we're going to sit down and design another program, not a virtual one this time, where we will have all of them. And we are going to reach out to your partners, other partners, IOM, GIZ, and see what we can do for them. Joanne, am I speaking your mind?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so to everyone who is online, to Lillian who couldn't join us, we say thank you to all who have been with us. But we just want to hear a last word from Joanne so that we can hear her voice.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ma'am Ubehi. Basically, I would like to leave us with these words. First of all, we all have to remember that we are all ambassadors. Ambassadors to champion the course of regular migration, safe and regular migration. We are ambassadors to champion the course of the fight against human trafficking, smuggling, and what irregular migration. So please remember that everywhere you find yourself, you should actually speak to everyone or speak to people about the dangers of irregular migration, dangers of human trafficking, and then still help spread the gospel of where they can best go to in case there is an issue that they need to sort as regards human trafficking and irregular migration. So you can always reach the Migrant Resource Center and then we'll do a referral. I look forward to partnering and I look forward to programs that will be all inclusive. Like I said, the Migrant Resource Center is a place where we attend to every single person. Every single person is welcomed with an open arms to the Migrant Resource Center. So please remember that you are ambassadors. Remember that you are ambassadors. Thank you so much, Mama Behi, for this wonderful webinar. Thank you for this wonderful live program. Um, I'm super sure that we're going to do so much, so much, so much together. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Genius Hub.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
to everyone who is on this call. And so for helpline, we have a Genius Hub helpline 081-8310-9822 is on WhatsApp. You can tell us about anything you want to ask us around human trafficking and about all the things we do on Genius Hub. You can also reach us on all our social media handles at Genius Hub Global, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Reach us. And I bring you a message, a final greeting from Mrs. Isimeme White, who is the Chief Innovation Officer of Genius Hub, saying that we love the PWD family. And from here, we are ready to move on in collaboration with MRC and all other partners to make our world a better place. So together, we can all log out now and say, reach every victim of trafficking, leave no one
Leave no
behind.
one behind.
Say no to human trafficking. Can we say that together? Let every one of us just unmute as we wrap. We just declare the team. Reach every
Every
victim of
victim of
trafficking,
Reach
Leave no
every
one behind.
victim.
Want to let's go.
Leave no one
Reach
behind.
every victim
Reach
of
every
trafficking.
victim of
Leave no
trafficking.
No
one
Leave no
one
one
behind.
behind.
And from all of us here, we are signing out and we say join us again for our webinar. Thank you, Mr. Eromosele. Thank you, my beautiful friend, Miss Eromosele Rabo, for joining us. And so see you next time. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Kiki, can we see
Bye-bye.
you saying bye to us?
Bye-bye. Saying
Mr.
bye-bye.
Kingsley,
Bye-bye.
hello, can you tell him that we are closing and we are saying bye?
Okay, bye-bye.